it out, bro. Check it out.
Check out the new drip.
We got a compact sesh here today. Tell me who I'm sitting with here and what we got. Yeah, bro. Flex the OC Mentors.
Yeah, I mean, before we get started, nice to meet you. My name's Daniel. We're here at the Entrepreneur Center. So I started my startup here 3 years ago.
Okay.
And the way I started this startup, OC Mentors.
Nice.
And the way I started this startup was that I was scooting on my scooter. I would scooter like an hour to school every day. Mm-hmm. And I ended up discovering the center, more specifically a booth. They told me, just pitch your idea. I'm like, I've never formally done that. I've kind of did my thing on the side, like a side type of thing. I pitched my idea. It went viral on social media. Okay. All the aunties, all the uncles, they all saw my thing on Facebook, you know, where all those platforms are.
Yeah.
They all like, oh, is that you? I'm like, yeah. And that's kind of how my entrepreneur journey started.
Okay. So what's the idea? What's the concept behind this viral, this viral thing? What was the idea and business behind it?
Yeah. So, I mean, I could tell you a great story about why that started. So one of my kids, for example, he was a student.
And were you like tutoring people or something? Or?
Yeah. That was basically on the side. So he specifically we were on the same age. Okay. He was struggling a lot in his classes, but specifically, he got a career-ending injury. He wanted to be a soccer player. He was one of the best soccer players ever. You know, even with his injury, he was still killing in soccer. Everything was going good. But he just had one small issue, and that he needed to pass his class to move on, to be on the team. He did all the things. He was doing a great job. And even when you're injured too, it kind of puts you behind on the roster. Mm-hmm. When now I really need him to do a good job. His parents on, everybody's on him. And if he doesn't do well in this class, he's definitely off the roster, right?
Right.
And after that moment, he came to me for help as a buddy. Kind of helped him out through everything, just like a favor. He kind of chewed my neck off. It was challenging. He was definitely a challenging student. But every minute I enjoyed, and not many people could go through it, but I went through it, and I was able to help him learn a difficult class, specifically calculus.
Okay.
And at one point, he couldn't even solve basic equations. I've had one student that couldn't even do 1 minus 2, and he was doing that.
Okay. So, why was he so bad at math?
So you'd be wondering, maybe it's just because he's not good at math, but there's real students that have challenges beyond just doing simple equations. Like they're born with it, like this calculus. They're born with challenges. Right. So I've had the craziest situations navigating those kids. And if I'm able to help those kids, there's a whole community of people that went through it. I myself know that it's not. I've taught it so many years, and I've seen people myself who struggle in it. And when I say calculus, everybody thinks, "Dang, that's a difficult subject." Mm-hmm. So,
but you like calculus.
Well, I mean,
it's easy for you.
Nobody really likes it when they first start it.
Yeah, right.
But I think after you actually understand it and learn it, you enjoy it. Right. And that's why I want to give back and teach that to the next generation.
Okay, so then the startup OC Mentors is essentially a platform for helping teach students. And the viral thing the thing that went viral was that story about your friend, about how he got injured.
Not the injury, more so like just helping him out. Okay, there's access, people haven't thought of that. They spent so many years just like tipping in the classroom learning, and what if there's a new way to actually learn? But I wouldn't say mainly just that, but more so the hustle.
Yeah.
Me, specifically, when I tell people that people cannot believe it, I scooted 2,000 miles in a couple of months doing this. And when I tell people that, people just lose their mind because they think a car, 2,000 miles is a lot driving a car. But driving a scooter, that's insane. And honestly, I enjoyed every minute of it. I didn't think about how crazy it was until I started telling other people. People were like, are you insane? Like, what? You have to be dedicated to do this. And then I finally realized, why not? Like, if I could do all that, scootering it, then I think I can make an impact. And that's how I started this.
Okay. Amazing. And you did pull up on a scooter today, so you're still racking up the miles.
I mean, they call it the Tutor scooter, yeah.
Okay, they call it the Tutor scooter. Okay, yeah. I love it, bro. And so when did you realize that you were able to teach other people at a young age? Because, you think about teachers as the ones having the knowledge, but sometimes it's your peers that you can learn from the most. When did you discover that tutoring was a special ability that you had?
Well, I mean, it's not that I really discovered. I mean, I discovered it, but it's kind of something I've been doing all along. since I was younger, in high school too. You know, I've been doing that. But where I realized I could really make it big is when I got to here and got that interview.
Okay.
When I got that presentation, he told me to pitch on the fly, and I've done it. And now you've seen me. I did a 30-second rap of my idea, all memorized.
You got it memorized? You want to do it again real quick?
Yeah, I could give you a 30-second rap.
Give me the short version of it, right?
I'll give you like the 10-second version.
You could do the whole 30 seconds, bro. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, build OC mentors, giving students a guide, matching them with people right by their side. Their grades go up, their stress goes down, their confidence goes when you have someone like me. For students feeling stuck, don't know what to do, we built OC mentors and are ready to help you.
Okay. Awesome, bro. Yeah, let's get
Yeah,
that.
so one key feature I want to say for you too and other startups is that obviously I made it for my company, but we're in the room right now where you could t-shirt press any custom design. Mm-hmm. So one of the other things I've been doing is making custom designs for startups. When I started my startup 3 years ago, I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. Right. I didn't realize the importance of branding, building a startup. It's different teaching a student and actually scaling a business. And that's something that I never realized when I first started, because I never had the plans for that. I kind of just did it on my own, like scootering, like didn't think about that. But as eventually you could teach so many students, but you're going to run out of, people. And that's where I realized that I, not only myself could continue to grow my business, but grow other businesses as well. And the Entrepreneur Center has helped me, and they've done similar. So they've helped really startups grow.
Yeah. What are all the tools that you have here that you can use to do cool things for businesses, your business, other companies?
So that's a great question. So some cool tools we have here, as you mentioned, the t-shirt press. We have a laser cutter. We have a 3D printer. This is kind of like a podcast kind of roomish too, which we have. And the reason why it's so good isn't because of all those reasons. Because it does cost a lot getting all those things, but it's a community. And that's something where I feel a lot of students, they don't even have the community touch to learn well, but also entrepreneurship. And me being the entrepreneur realm for the last couple of years, I've been able to have a great community of people who work hard. They don't care what differences you have. And when I started teaching or started my startup, I wasn't put so much with, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like I got real feedback, and I had my thing grow, because even students that come in have no idea whatsoever. We've seen them grow over the last couple of years, and I'm just an example of that.
Amazing. And how many students do you think you've tutored? Do you have the number off the top of your head?
Yeah, so I say in my rap too, I didn't say that part, but being there for 5 years teaching, 3 to 5 years, I'd say 3 years, because 3 years is when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this serious.
Yeah.
Helping
2,000 miles on the scooter.
Yeah, I mean that point I was like, I gotta take this serious.
Right. Did you have to get your own scooter? Did you invest in your own scooter, or you just?
Well, of course I had to invest in that. It was only like a couple $100. That's all I could afford, at the time back before. But that was, it was the best investment. I got to help so many people on that, and people struggle to do it on the car. It's just the motivation when you see a student improving, or even an entrepreneur grow their idea. You can't really take back the feeling of goodness that you feel when you've helped someone out.
Yeah. And have you had a better experience actually going in person? Do you think the value of what you're doing is the in-person interaction? It's not a virtual tutoring. You're there live with the person.
Yeah, exactly. They see that. And that's the thing, like, we've taken so much away of the in-person interaction, especially in the last couple of years. They've tried to automate everything, but there's things that AI really can't. I'm not saying that AI, we all heard about the AI ones that they could do it, but that in-person interaction, there's a real problem why they need the help. And it's maybe not just the tutor that's explaining the subject, but it's a real deep reason. And that's why we're more than just a typical tutoring. We're actually mentoring and helping these students. And that's kind of where I come in.
Okay, so what are the other things other than the schoolwork and the knowledge, the mentorship? What are some of those things? Yeah.
Yeah, more than just the typical teaching, we've done work in numerous things, right? We've helped students that are get into top schools, get top jobs, among many other big things. And that's one of the biggest, coolest things that we've done over the last couple of years. Okay. Starting just being a typical teaching thing, AI could do that. But if you tell AI to give me a job and all that, of course, they'll give you a prompt. And now we obviously have incorporated aspects of AI to help with that process. But just to say AI will do everything is something that's a big challenge. And if anything, it's caused students to be so behind. The pandemic didn't cause students to do a lot better. It gave me the opportunity to learn differently and realize, okay, there might be a way to help these students. Because in the pandemic, everybody's grades were going down. Or everybody was not either there, or they were cheating, or they were not learning at all.
Right.
But there was that was not just a pandemic of being at home, but a pandemic of students struggling. So we saw that clear results. The clear data is there when they come back. But now, how could we use that time period and see what was lacking with these students? And now, fast forward to today, the tools are now being made, assuming the pandemic, right? The virtual tools. How could we use that while maintaining the human interaction still?
So what have you noticed in your experience since you kind of started your tutoring, going on scooters? It's probably, that wouldn't have happened if you had, been in any other time period, without affordable scooters and coming out of the pandemic. I feel like that need was so big.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the biggest impact that you've noticed that you've been able to make in these kids who, now that they have somebody in person to help them with school, you're noticing coming out of the pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, some of the biggest impacts that I feel like I've seen, some of the biggest impacts would definitely be that I've seen them grow over the years. I've seen how bad they were failing all their classes before.
Right. And people like iPad, but they say iPad babies, right? This whole generation of kids coming up with all this technology. Was the attention span something that, like, being there in person, you could, they could focus? You notice that?
Yeah, they had huge attention span issue. I mean, that's just one of the many issues. There's something called Google knowing, which means
Google knowing.
They know Google knowing. It's a synonymous term where they kind of just Google search and it gives its definition, but do they really know the underlying way of how to solve it? They don't. And Google knowing is just giving you the baseline. If you see the AI companion, it gives some pretty bad results.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, what the heck is this? This is not right at all.
Exactly. And those students they're left to believe it's all true. And then you notice the struggle that they're dealing with.
Right, because it's just a whole generation not having to search through. I mean, and even you go back, people used to read books in libraries, dude. Now, what do people do in the library? They study on their laptops and shit.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really cool. Let me see where we're at time-wise. We've got a lot of time. So where did you grow up before, you got into UCI here, and you're in your undergrad? Are you in your grad? Like, yeah, what year are you, and what's your major, and what else do you have going on?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of questions there, but I could summarize it up that in one piece that I'm a local here. And that's another reason why I was able to do all the scootering too.
Okay.
Of course, that would be I would have, if it was different states and stuff, I wouldn't be able to do all that. But luckily, there's been such a good network in OC. And that's why I call it OC too. Because I've just been so active here all my life.
Yeah.
That I've specifically want this area to grow. I've seen all the goods of this place. I've seen all the struggles of this place. And if anybody asks me a place in OC, I probably know the answer at this point.
Right.
Because I've been there so long. And now I want to make OC finally the place where people can learn uniquely. And like the new thriving entrepreneurs, like OC could be the new Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
I really believe that it's possible that we can make this happen. It's just that these students don't see as much, and we're accustomed to being just a typical district when we're a lot more than that. This region has grown a lot since I first came here. And I think that I want to be part of that change where OC is a real community. People hear Orange County and they hear this is one of like the best, like the Silicon Valley. That's the goal.
Yeah, that's really cool. And you're not the only person that feels that way. There's a whole growing community, of people who want to kind of create that out here. What do you think? How big is your vision? How big is the dream right now? Is it something that you've thought a lot about, or are you kind of still taking it day by day? You've got a lot ahead of you. You're still in school. What do you see yourself doing in the next, 5 years or so?
I mean, I can't even imagine what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm not like that, but of course I have a huge vision. I mean, I've never been the type of guy I always plan things out for a big vision, but things have kind of came, but that work ethic has to come there, right? So over the last couple of years scaling my thing, I really want to make this a full-time people could say, you could exit this company, that's how big it is. And I want to continue to make that impact starting at the smallest level,
I like that.
Then as I keep going, that work ethic, that screams out the mouth, that hard work ethic is what keeps me going. I want to have that strong work ethic to make sure these students do well, and then keep scaling and scaling to show why our methods worked. And finally, the districts will realize that what they've been doing to help these students is really an impact, and then people see the value in it. Because most people build a startup, and they haven't really had any customer experience or actually done people. But that's something different. We've actually done the real life experience helping students, like making designs or helping them with this class. Like, I want to have that real impact with these students before I can call myself that I build a business.
Right.
And if anything, what makes it special is that every person has been unique that I've helped so far. Whether it be the person down the street or or very far away, it's still that same impact that I have. And that's why I want to keep growing that impact across OC to prove that what we've been doing has been working.
Well, it sounds good, man. You said you've helped people land some jobs. You've helped people get into the schools they want to get into.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for 3 years. What have you learned the most about yourself in running this business? And what can you say about really focusing on the customer experience more as a way for learning as opposed to, the other way around?
The last part you said, can you just repeat what you said?
Yeah, it was a kind of question. Let's just focus on, like, in the last 3 years of your experience helping people. You've helped people get placements at jobs. You've helped people get into the schools they want to get into. What have you learned most about yourself in doing this for 3 years?
Yeah. So crazy enough, I would definitely say that I've learned that it's definitely a challenge to do it all. You as you grow a team and stuff. I remember my first year when I started thing, a judge told me, like, you need to drop out of school.
Really?
I was like, at the time I was like, this guy's crazy. Like, why would I drop out of school? Like, that's silly, Like, I know, like, all the top people, they do it, but I just started, why would I do that? And years later, obviously I didn't drop out of school, but I noticed why they said that, because the amount of dedication and time it takes to run a business is insane. And I noticed that, like, day in, day out, working here and there to do it, that it is definitely a challenge. There's so many factors that come into it, but you gotta love what you do. You really gotta love the process and everything about it if you want to have a business.
Right.
And that's something that I took away.
And so you have other people on your team?
Yeah, of course. I mean, throughout the journey, I've always had people assist and come and help out.
Okay.
Like, I would never think that my thing is like solo. I've done everything solo. So they have this thing called solo entrepreneurs, or I don't know what they call it, with the new AI tools and all that, solo entrepreneurs. Yeah, I want to see how far they go, because that's not going to last too long. The solo entrepreneurs, like, even if it's getting more and better, like with AI and stuff like that, what if AI doesn't work or something happens? And you're spending all this time on your own, like, there's going to be other people you're going to need along the way. Right. I mean, of course, it'd be cool as a solo entrepreneur, run everything on my own, but that is insane. Plus, like, the guy judge tells me, the investor tells me, like, even if you drop out of school, you wouldn't be able to do it on your own. And at the time, I'm like, yeah, I got it, man. I have all this time in the day. There's not many hours in the day to do everything on your own. But it's working with the community that we have here and all the support that we have in OC to make it happen. So I would say you already have to have a set goal and push your plan. And everybody who works with you have a set goal and plan for them. Everybody has to have that same vision.
Yeah. So about how many hours a week do you have to dedicate to this while you're in school?
I don't know. People say it's crazy. Like, I can't have a set time for hours because it changes every week.
Right. But about how much would you say?
And it's crazy enough that I always get asked when I'm applying for jobs. I've worked many jobs. They ask, like, what are your other time commitments? Yeah. And when I hear it, it makes me laugh, because it's like, how do you know what your time commitments are? Like, there's a kid that could have, like, all sorts of issues. Like, it could be, there's so many different situations. Right. And I could never, every day is a different day. I mean, my calendar is different every day. It's insane. Like, I'm meeting with you today. Thank you for this. But that is the number one mistake. People think that, if I dedicate a couple hours a day, I'll be fine. No, it's never going to be that. Some days you might dedicate less than others. But if you're able to put, I would say, at least half of your day to it every day, you have a good shot. But I know if people get scared. They're like, oh, I know he hasn't been studying in school. Like people like, man, he
hasn't been studying.
He hasn't been studying myself, and that's something where, it's just crazy. But I feel like obviously what's helped me too is that I've been teaching other people. It helps me learn as well.
Right.
That's kind of helped me out for right now, at least for the meantime. I've been in school.
So you've got you've got med classes. What's your major?
Yeah, so I came my med classes. This is the best way. So I'm a pre-med, and what people tell me is that I tell people what are my initials when they ask who I am. I'm like, first name Daniyal, last name Rauf. Stands for doctor, literally. And I tell them that's exactly what when I was born, that's what everybody wants me to do, be doctor. And I think, of course, that was what I've been doing, but I've been able to help along the way. Doctor isn't just in one specific thing. There's many specialties in doctor, right? You could be a doctor, a PhD. They call them doctors too. And I just want to be a PhD. Whatever I'm at, I want to be a PhD, the best doctor in it. Mm-hmm. It could be specifically for students, like that. I'm definitely learning, but if I'm a doctor, I better be a good one. I'm not a ChatGPT doctor.
Well, that's good, bro. That's super good. What do you do in your free time then if you're running a business?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say, I would just think free time. They're like, when are you gonna hang out, man? They're like, no. But I would they were saying, when's your group project? So my free time is really getting homework done. But no, I love to do a lot of hobbies too. Mm-hmm. That keeps you going. I love to work out a lot, train. I do a lot of, like martial arts too, which is a great thing to do. So that's definitely something I love to do, keep going. So no, surprisingly enough, despite how crazy my schedule is, I have a lot of other things I love to do, outside of, tutoring, but it's definitely, or my business, but I think it's definitely grown a lot. It keeps you grounded, like you have so much going on, but, I still always dedicate myself to go to the gym at least every day.
That's good. Yeah. At least every day.
Every day. Everybody's like, it may be like 2 a.m. sometimes when I go to the gym, but it's worth it. I tell myself at least I dedicate myself to do it,
Right.
No matter what the day is. And even my prayers to making sure I get everything clear. Because no matter what, the business is going to go wherever happens, but it's about that discipline and being consistent.
Okay. I feel you, man. I feel you. You got a lot ahead of you and a lot, that's coming. What do you see yourself doing after school? Do you think you're going to take the OC Mentors thing a little bit further, or are you going to go to med school? I heard everyone recommend if you want to become a doctor or a lawyer or anything, you do want to take a gap year.
Yeah, I mean, now it's some people take 2 gap years, 3 gap years. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, now it's insane. The average age is 25 to 30. People that just get accepted into it. So, I mean, of course, the time could tell,
Yeah.
One above could tell us what's the, I don't have the best, there's a lot going on. What I do say is that just having that complete faith and just keep moving forward. Mm-hmm. And the doors will open for sure. And doesn't mean I'm not going to stop with what I'm doing, already the impact, but continuing to see what opportunities come. And I'm not going to be the type of person to just, people take gap years and just wait around or do something small. I'm going to use those time to really hone in and do other stuff and continue with what I'm building.
Yeah.
Then the medical aspect too, help the medical aspects in terms of now maybe you're dealing with people with specific medical issues.
Yeah.
And then
how much further would you take OC Mentors? Because it could be even bigger than what you're starting with, right? But I love how you said you want to build small. But I mean, OC Mentors could be anything, It could really be a big thing. So
I mean, if you want to think crazy enough, it could be robots too. I mean, I don't know. There's someone with me that's building robots. I'm like, that could be insane.
Okay, right? How would that be part of your vision?
No, I just say that as a joke. People will get scared when they say robots, but
what is your take on AI? Because you've gone through school at the high school level and college level with AI, and you're tutoring live in person. So obviously,
we didn't have high school. We didn't have AI.
Okay, you didn't have it,
which is crazy, right? Yeah. It's insane, right? And that was the best thing ever. because we actually learned. The last generation to actually learn things.
Wow.
Now it's gone. Like the learning curve is there. They're so dependent on AI. But we were the last generation. I had to really study and learn everything the right way. And even when I look back and try AI, there's things I could see that I've learned differently compared to it, which is amazing. Now everybody's using AI, but I luckily was able to not have to do all that.
Right.
Which is amazing. Even in college, like difficult such like organic chemistry, but everybody's scared of that. There was AI at the time, could not. So that was, what do you, Michael, biggest thing is like, what do you see? Like
For
if you have,
OC
what do you see to do in the future?
Well, I mean, you could take it at every level of society and every problem, you know, but a business perspective, yes, if you're looking at OC as a hub for all things creative and all things business and tech, like I'm imagining just people above college, you know, not tutoring, but maybe some sort of mentorship in the different professions that exist.
Yeah.
And having some sort of in-person collaboration, just like it takes a tutor coming to your desk to learn how to do something as a student. Well, as an entrepreneur or as a business, as an employee, as a company, as a person, sometimes it takes having a mentor who's done it to show you what's possible. So it's like having a tutor for learning. I feel like having a mentor for business, having a mentor for life, you know, having somebody who's done what you've done or done what you want to do and is ahead of you that you can learn from, I think is like an OC mentors. I don't know. Is that's
awesome.
Like, has anyone started that yet? Like outside of this, like, I don't know. OC is just such it seems like the community is growing, and I like to see that people are doing things in the community, like what you're doing.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, pretty much that's a huge vision. I think that's not far away, you know, like as I continue to be successful, like, there's people I see all the time that want to start. And definitely being one of the few, there's not many brave entrepreneurs that are trying to increase, but I could see where people have struggled, just like in classes with building the business. And now that my goal, I could definitely for sure be able to help these new startups grow.
Like, can you imagine an OC Mentors event and it's like at some really nice place and you've got these people who are successful in their business, and then you've got students or, you know, high school students.
We're going to have one, actually, crazy enough. We are having one. I had one on my birthday. They splashed water on me. We had a celebration event. I have the video. I mean, I can show you, but that was insane. So we'll have one at the end of the month. I'll put May 27th. So.
Okay, May 27th.
So come through then.
Dude,
that's going to be a lit event. We'll have investors, real people, document the process. Like,
really
it'd be awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. See, dude, you're right. Like, that's exactly where you're taking it. So I'm excited and happy for you. Now, this is a question that I like to ask everybody, and I want to know what it means to you to be human.
Being human is more specific in terms of not just the emotion, but the empathy. And right now, AI, for sure, needs to see more. I'm not saying this lacks it, but it needs to see more of the empathy towards individuals. If it has a database, then it'll say, might think differently, but the empathy for people who really went through real struggles. And throughout the last couple of years, I've seen students who have had real challenges and real struggles in their life. And there's students that have went through abuse, that have went through neglect, that have been kicked out of their homes. And that stuff, AI can't just say like, oh, sure, like, you know, I'm sorry that you were kicked out of your home. No, there's real empathy and stuff that these students need. And I'm very blessed to say that I've been able to give at least some guidance and help them out when they go through those difficult circumstances. And even, you know, whatever challenges you go through, it's very important is that's human. AI may not make mistakes, but that's the thing. Human beings making mistakes, and I wouldn't call them mistakes, I'd call them learning experiences, is one of the best things as a human has. And a robot, while it doesn't make mistakes, that's actually the biggest problem, because you have to make mistakes to learn more. And AI, they do say AI makes mistakes, but it's trying to make as least mistakes as possible. Well, the human being is bound to make mistakes. But then you ask yourself, why are you here on this earth? And when you make mistakes, that gives you the opportunity to learn. And that's something that what it takes to be a human.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
And that's why I do this, is so we can add more data points to that equation. You know, you're a math guy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we have is this the marker for the whiteboard?
Yeah, I mean, we have the whiteboard
I'm
behind
going to give
here.
you an equation that I came up with that came to me last May. So you're a math guy. Find a little spot on the whiteboard. We're going to do a quick math equation, all right?
Sure. You see on the board right now.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. So you can give me whatever.
We're going to go off script here, and we're gonna lift it up. We're going to go live here. This is a live lesson from OC Mentor founder Daniyal. He's about to explain to you guys the free world. This is the equation. This is why we do what we do. You ready, bro?
Yeah, tell me the equation.
AI is equal to the absolute value, give a little bit of space, and then it's going to be the sum of the sigma sign. You know what I'm talking about. Inside the absolute value,
yes,
you might need a little bit more room.
I might just write sigma. Honestly.
You could write sigma, but you know how to draw it. It's the Greek thing. Let me show you. You know what it is. You know what it is.
Just write the sigma so they understand. You know.
No, bro. Give us the math one. Okay. The teacher, bring it down. Is equal to that absolute value of the sum of humanity. So it's inside. Here, let me see. Let me see if I can get you. Let me go ahead. Let me do a
You said inside of humanity, inside the sigma.
Let me show you real quick.
Let's see.
Here we go. We're gonna run it back real quick.
See if we can.
We're gonna bring it down. Let's bring it down a little bit right now, so we can really get people to understand what we're doing here. Just like this. Oops. See, I'm not the tutor. You're the tutor.
Yeah. Equals
the absolute value.
The sigma. Well, that's a sum of two.
Uh-huh.
By the way, it's not always sigma. It can be the sum.
No, that's what it is. It's the sum of. So it's.
Yeah, you would say sum. So this would sigma and sum. Sigma is like a Greek letter.
Right.
But sum would be like this. We use a lot of sums and stuff.
Perfect. So
different math.
Sum of humanity.
Sum of humanity.
Where
absolute value.
AI is a third-party intelligence. Right. And then there's two L's in intelligence. Absolute value. This is a judgment, right? And then sum of humanity. This is, confined within the limits of time, right? So you always have in an infinite series. You've got your limits.
You would write infinity here.
Yep. So 0 to infinity, and then this is all inputs available, like on the public web, recorded history, and private servers. So like what is AI is basically what you said, a judgment on humanity, and we need to add more empathy into the equation, which is what you're doing, which is the only reason why I stood up and did this, is because you understand this equation. You are living this equation in the way that I envision this equation being valuable, and I want you to keep adding more data points. Get it here, bro. Get it here. Keep adding more empathy. And
there you go.
Let's sit.
That was good, humanity. That was a good equation, man.
You feel me, bro?
So he learned some math equation today.
That was my first. So real quick, let's see if you could break down this equation. See if you could tutor me on this equation. What have you learned today?
So I would say we both learned, or you got to learn, AI is a stream and sum. So we could start at a data point, let's say n equals 1, and 1 is that one human, which is you right now, to infinity. And if we go to infinity, that's humanity for every single person. So AI is not possible, of course, to be actually powerful with intelligence without humanity itself and having that empathetic thinking. And the absolute value is important because you might not have thought this. Absolute value keeps the positive and negative values. And the important part of humanity is that you're going to have things that are positive and things that are negative. But when you put that together, you get a real judgment. And that's something that us and AI can help to make a real impact. So let's make that happen.
Let's make it happen, bro. Look at the way he broke that down. Look at the way he broke that down.
He saw I broke it down like that's real math.
Look at the way he broke down that equation, bro. Just like how I imagined it. And you know what? I did think about the absolute value, bro. I did think about the absolute value because it takes everything. Humans are like, you got it exactly, bro. And you got it exactly. We need more empathy. That's why we're here, bro. Come on. That was lit, bro. That was a sesh, bro. Like, they haven't done it like that, bro. No one's taught that lesson. You're the first person to teach that lesson with that equation on Earth.
That's amazing, yeah.
And I just like, I'm really happy to see that because for me, that's been, I grew up without technology from the like AI perspective. Like I was just an internet baby, you know?
Yeah.
Right when the internet came out, I was born.
Oh man, that's great, yeah.
All these computers, video games, that's like, and now we're so far beyond. I feel like we need that, bro. We need you, bro. We need humanity. You.
Gotta get a good picture with this.
All right, you ready to wrap this up? I think we had a quick lesson today. You know, everybody's
a great lesson.
He's got school, you know, he's got tutoring. We don't have time for a 3-hour podcast. He's got a business to run. He's got assignments to do. He's got group projects to finish. You know what I'm saying? He got group projects to finish. We really in school. Let's get it. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, but this is a thumbnail,
Yeah, pull that mic up and let's just say one more thing. One message that you have to the people out there about what you're doing one more time so they hear you.
I would say continue to have the empathetic thinking and use AI for good. And lastly, keep hustling.
Yes, sir. Let's get it, bro. All right, we're going to take a picture of this revolutionary equation with this revolutionary. Let's go.